Okay, so this is Terry standing in front of Lollygag, my home for the last full 4 years, and next month starts my 5th year on the road. I have been manually raising and lowering this big girl for all the years, 4 years that I've had her. And a couple of years ago, I strained my shoulder. I'm 69 years old, and I think I'm done doing some things manually. So I, Black Friday, bought a jack. And it's, do you see it? This is the box, my new jack. And I'm going to try and videotape me putting this beast on. Let me switch around and I'll show you what's going on here. Okay, so this is the box that my electric jack came in. It's rated for 5,000 pounds. I have this jack, I replaced, it's newer. I replaced it a couple of years ago. I was out at some BLM land in Arizona, out just north of Havasu. People really rave about it, and I'll just have to think about what it's called, but it's like a canyon, and I thought it was awful. Anyway, people were piled in there like ticks on a dog, so I wasn't interested. It was way too crowded. But on my way out, I bent the jack foot, which is right here, and so I could only get it up. It was hanging down about 6 inches, so I limped into Las Vegas, and when I got there, I bought this new jack. So now I'm going to replace it with this electric model here, okay? What I'm going to do next, this 8-ton bottle jack. I've been using this jack for the last couple of years to raise and lower my hitch, and then I would just crank my hitch, crank it down to accept the pressure, and so this has been my my sidekick here. But I'm not going to have to pull this out anymore because I'm going to be using this one now. So I'm going to go relieve some of the pressure off of my rear stabilizer jacks, raise my tongue up a little bit to relieve the pressure on the manual, and take it off. And I'll be back with you in just a moment. Okay, so I'm going to raise my jack up a skosh to relieve the weight of this jack foot. Okay, yeah, and these bolts are 9/16, so I'm going to take these off. My wheels are chocked. The stabilizer jacks are down, although you do not use stabilizer jacks to bear the weight. They are a, well, this is right or wrong, but I use them. It's a safety feature that is going to hit the safety. It's going to hit those stabilizer jacks before this trailer comes down on me. I have some stories, or one story, that scared the bejesus out of me, but we're not going to talk about that. And I'll get these out, and I'll let Jen edit, because this is pretty boring and tedious. But at least you can see what I've got going on here. I feel secure that my trailer's not going to go anywhere. It's blocked, chalked, but it's still kind of scary because this is a lot of weight. And those of you who pull trailers, bumper pull trailers, and fifth wheels. You know what that weight feels like. I've never driven a Class C, and I've only ridden in a Class A once, and it's a whole different beast. But this is coming up. Nothing has shifted. The weight hasn't shifted, so okay. All right. So I got to take this foot off, and it's a bail here. Pull this out, and I can pull this whole thing off. Okay. Bam. All right. And I'm not going to use this. I think I'll put these two items in a meet and greet, in a meetup in February. And if anybody needs something new, I'll have an offering in the meet and greet. Okay. And put this in. It's great. The holes all match up. I need to go get I'm going to put new screws in here. I don't know. It's a little tight. There may be different threads, in which case, different size threads, which case I'm probably stripping the threads on this screw. I call it tap and die. New tap. That's probably bad. But once I put the lock nuts on here, this thing is not going anywhere. Okay, awesome. I have a manual. Crank that I can lower. That's what I'm going to, before I hook up the electrical. And so I will bring the camera in and show you how the electrical gets installed. I am not an electrician. I am a do-it-yourselfer, and I read. I did 100 years ago. I worked as I worked with an electrician. I was his handy person. So I know enough about electricity to kill myself. That's what I know. Something that occurs to me is that last winter I was in South Florida, and the air down there ate the metal, and I had to sand it and repaint it while I was down there just to protect the metal. I mean, this frame here it is what my house sits on. And that Saltaire was eating it for lunch. And in fact, I don't know if there's any correlation or causation, but the manifold in Betsy, which is my truck, got a hole, manifold, exhaust manifold, got a hole in it. I had to have that replaced. Okay, the second thing I'm going to do is crank my foot down and yeah, crank my foot down. I'll be right back with the manual. I won't lie, having this off makes me nervous. I don't know how much of a throw. Well, we'll start with this. If I have to okay. Quite honestly, cranking it like this is easier than doing this. Just saying. Okay, so come up here. I got these new bolts in. I'm going to put the lock washers on. Lock washer has a little nylon sleeve in there that you put it on this way, and then this secures around the threads of the bolt, and this won't come out, hence it's a lock washer. So I'm going to put those on. I got my jack foot on, and the next thing I'm going to do is read how to hook this up. So that's what's next. Okay, so I went ahead and wired this up. I jerry-rigged it because I didn't have all the stuff, the fastener, the connectors I needed. So what I did temporarily is I hooked red as positive, and you can see that by the little right there, and I hooked it to the wire to the positive side of my battery. These are 100 amp hour AGMs, and so anyway, so I hooked it up here. I didn't have a paddle big enough for this 1/2 inch bolt, so I just wrapped it around. And then the black wire, I'm going to take you down here, is right here. And I did have a paddle that I crimped right there, and I was able to put it on this bolt. Anyway, this is several grounds here, or neutrals, and so I just connected it with those. And I'll probably keep that there, but I will fix this. Okay, now I need to remove my jack, so hang on a minute. So let me remove this jack, and it's already loose because I did okay, and open this up, put this down, tighten it up. It's ready for the next time I need it. Bam. Okay, All right, so what you can see here is I've got a light, which I guess that's okay. I don't know what I would use it for, but it's there. And my foot goes up and down. How cool is that? So anyway, I'm going to tape up these wires, make them look nice and clean and not hanging down. FYI, I looked and I couldn't find a box for my two AGMs. They're just too big. And so this is a dog tray dish. And so what I'll do is I'll just secure it on there like this and at least protect the connectors from the elements. And so I am happy to share this. I am so thrilled. I have an electric jack and it works really good. So I'm going to have to re-level my trailer, and which means I've got to raise the stabilizer jacks, adjust my trailer, and then put my stabilizer jacks back down. And I can't wait to when I pull out, how much easier this is going to be for me. Yay me. Woohoo. Ciao.